Hey guys, it's time for this month's So You Like, my monthly recommendation series where I take a piece of media that I've enjoyed over the past month or so and suggest some things that you might like if you, like me, enjoyed it. This month's piece of media is Loki. Yes, the MCU TV show is getting a spot on my channel for more stuff. Loki is obviously a villainous, time-traveling, weird redemption arc, sort of all over the place, but just real fun and real just crazy. But it does also take on some really interesting themes about determinism and who you are as a person. So here we go with that. The first thing that I want to recommend to you based on Loki is The War Master, Only the Good. This is from the Big Finish Doctor Who audio drama whole stuff, and well, it fits pretty neatly in with Loki. It makes a lot of sense. It's got a villainous character and time travel and all sorts of interesting stuff in there. Really kind of fits the themes of Loki as well. There's a lot of stuff to do with basically Loki's sort of redemption arc and whether he can be redeemed and determinism and da-da-da-da-da. And the Master doesn't go through a redemption arc in the slightest, but he does do a lot that basically plays into his own schemes and does ask whether he can be who he is. The second thing that I'm going to recommend to you based on Loki is Journey into Mystery, a specific arc from the comic that episode 5 of Loki was named after. The original comic sort of introduced in the 60s Thor, Loki and all of the Asgardians among many other characters. But what's happened is that over the years they've gone back and forth on using that title, and one of the most recent versions of that, it was penned by Kieran Gillen and featured Loki. Loki had recently died in an event called Siege, and what happened was that after Siege, Loki got reincarnated, and he ended up with just basically a whole new persona. He was free of his old, ways. He didn't have to be the same Loki that he was. And so, he decided not to be. And he was Kid Loki, which this version of Loki went on to be shown somewhat in the show, in said episode, Journey into Mystery, as being the most successful of the Lokis that had been found among them, or one of them. And he sort of, in the comics, had a hugely interesting metaphorical journey and stuff that kind of mirrors what our Loki in the show sort of goes through a lot, and deals with several of the same themes. And basically, same character, different new stuff, very interesting take on things. There's some crossovers and things that went on. I believe that there's an omnibus edition of these issues, but the specific issue numbers are 622 to 645 with some tie-ins from crossovers. It's just a really good run, and I enjoyed reading it back in the day. I really want to reread it. I'm probably going to try and pick up the omnibus edition when I can. The next thing that I want to recommend to you based on Loki is The Good Place. Now, anyone that has seen The Good Place and Loki knows exactly where I'm going with this, but basically, the setups are very similar. Bad person goes into a space outside of time and learns that they are a bad person, or that they are at least not a good person. And there's all sorts of weird nonsense that goes on, and it's fun, and they have to deal with determinism and whether it's possible to be a good person. And yeah, basically both shows are very reminiscent of the other in different ways. Loki is notably a bit more serious, despite its occasional slapstick notice times. But yeah, it's very interesting, the similarities between those two shows. The next thing that I want to recommend to you based on Loki is Exiles. Now, I'm going with the OG Exiles, which I love so much. Exiles is an X-Men book that happened, it started in the early 2000s, I think, if I recall correctly. The idea was that these 6 different members of the X-Men from different realities all get teamed up to go and fix things in the multiverse. Different things that go on between different universes, like they're not going to the way that they're meant to be, and now they have to fix them. So we get various versions of different X-Men from the thing. They would all be termed variants in the Loki terminology and everything, and basically it's great. It's great. It's a very similar idea to Loki in the first place, so go with it. Read it. It's great. And the last thing that I'm going to recommend to you based on Loki is Looper. Now, Looper is a film that was released in around, I think it was 2012. I saw it in the cinema. It was very good. Basically, time travel action stuff going on and on and on, and pretty much the whole concept is playing with the same themes that Loki does, because who is the most responsible version of you? Which version is which version is the best version of you? Are you even meant to do something that you're meant to do? All sorts of things like that. And my god, both of them play around very much with that sort of thing. So I really recommend them both, really, for this sort of theme. So those are my recommendations for you based on Loki. I think that they're pretty good ones, so tell me down in the comments what you thought of them. I'd love to know, so tell me down there. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, click on the link in the description to join my Discord, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!